Hey everybody, what's up? I just wanted to have a discussion today. I like to do these occasionally because I get a feel for what the community thinks. It's a way to kind of engage with you guys and discuss what's going on in the game. And I've been around for a little bit now. I'm getting pretty plugged in. I feel up to speed with the metas and everything that's going on, right? And I wanted to talk about Arena. I think if I had to say like what I think the biggest issue is in the game right now, I would probably say it's Arena. Now, I want to give a asterisk here that I understand that the game is 3 months old. This is not me ranting about the game. This is not me critiquing the critiquing the developers or like it's not a rant session. I just want to talk about the state of Arena and what I think is wrong with it, and then maybe some ideas on how we could fix it. And then I'm going to pass it over to you guys, and you can let me know in the comments if you feel a similar way, where you typically rank, um, what your experience has been like in the arena. I'll talk about just what I think the problems are and what the personal problems are for me. Um, and then again, I like to kind of get a feel for it, and then maybe this makes its way back around to the developers, and they take some of this input and maybe things will change over time. I'm noticing. You'll see right now I'm rank 144. I finished in Plat 2 at rank 180. I haven't actually come in and done very many fights today. I did my training and then I did like one fight in here maybe and refreshed. But you'll notice a theme up this high in arena. Brand Mathasia, double brand, Hakron, brand Blackhorn, Mathasia Hakron brand, Mathasia Hakron brand Blackhorn. There's no real kill condition here, right? This is not a scary defense in the sense that I'm going to go in and get KO'd, right? What's going to happen to me is the fight's going to last too long, and I'm going to lose by default because of the way that the system is set up. It seems to force you as the attacker into a very heavy damage, heavy offensive team, which maybe on base level sounds like it makes sense, right? You're the attacker, so you need high attack, you need high offense, you need to be able to nuke down. Well, these champs just don't lend themselves to being nuked down, right? There's a reason that you're seeing these in every one of the defenses available right now. Sometimes someone will throw in a kill condition, right? So they've got a lot of tankiness and protection here for their nuker, who is also kind of tanky. Geral's a monster. But you see a lot of the same defenses, right? There's not a lot of creativity going on with defenses right now because there doesn't need to be. Again, I understand the game is very new and people are going to figure out new things and we're going to get new champs and metas will shift and things will adjust and get better. But I think that the big problem right now is that if you go into an arena fight, I'll just jump in one. I'm not even going to bother picking a team because I really just want to load up the screen and talk about what's going on. You see we've got round 1 of 6. After the 6th round, we start getting struck by lightning as the attacker. And in my experience anyway, it seems to hit harder every round. Beyond that, I think there's some other things that start to happen. I honestly haven't paid attention, and I've only had a couple of fights go real long because I've tried to come in with some of the teams that I like to build because I honestly do not like running a cleave exclusively. I get a lot more enjoyment out of Arena when I get to put together more bruiser style teams and I get to specifically pay attention to countering certain things, and I like fights that go on for a while. I don't necessarily feel super compelled to have to come in here and speed farm Arena. I do the same thing in Raid, and it drives some of my viewers insane to watch my Arena fights because I could just go in there with my Arbiter and cleave my way through it, but that's not fun. That's fun for me. I like to come in with bruiser style teams. I like to try to build teams that I can set on auto and are still pretty safe. That's just kind of part of the challenge for me. That's where I get a lot of my fun in arena. That this system doesn't lend itself to that. If I try to come in here with a tankier bruiser style team to bully my way through this, we're both going to do very little damage to each other, and then round 6 is going to roll around, which happens pretty quick. And I'm going to start getting struck by lightning. So now, on top of having to deal with everything the team does, now I'm getting struck by lightning every round. That's hitting me harder and harder every round. It seems anyway. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel confident. that it hits me harder. I had one fight go to 11 rounds on my elites only account and actually still managed to win it because I had Charles and Rog in, and they were just tanky enough to withstand it and ended up getting the win. But for the most part, it's hard enough to deal with the team you're fighting, to also have to deal with the elements around it. I'm not opposed to this system altogether. Summoner's War had a similar thing where you had an arena tower, and after so many rounds, it would start to strike you every round. But I think 6 rounds is not enough, and that's my big complaint. I don't want this gone. Um, I want it extended. I think at a minimum 10 rounds, and I think there's conversations to be had about it even going further. I like this as something in place to prevent a fight from going on forever, right? Um, but I just don't think 6 rounds is enough. It doesn't really lend itself the opportunity for me to have the kind of fun that I like to have in arena. I love Opal. Opal's my favorite champ in the game right now. I've got my best gear on her. I've maxed her gear out. I'm having a blast playing with Opal. I like using her in this team. I like my Winstrex Lunar Melissa duo that I kind of stumbled into. I like It's a fun team, and there's some adjustments I can make here to this team, and I'm having a good time. I'm not saying I'm not having fun, but I'm kind of limited to something like this, right? I'm kind of limited to bringing in a couple of high damage champs and hoping I can nuke my way through it. And at least where I'm at with the gear I have, I think it hits a certain point where it becomes a lot easier to build these champs to withstand that than it is to build these champs to deliver it, right? So like my Opal can be real strong, and she can have high crit rate and high crit damage, and I can lay everything I have into this brand, and I might get him down to like 75-80%. You know what I mean? So I think that the system favors the tank meta too much right now. Again, very early in the game. I understand that there's a lot of things to work out and a lot of data to collect and things to figure out, and they do a pretty good job of kind of adding new elements to the meta when they add a new champ. You know what I mean? We see a lot of Geralt in the arena. I don't see a lot of Opal yet. I don't know if she's. I don't know how everybody else feels about Opal. I love her. She's easily my favorite champ in the game right now. I'm having so much fun playing with Opal. She has unlocked quite a bit of content for me. I hit my first level 20 auto guild boss runs while the fire boss was still, or was it the water boss? Might have been the water boss that was just up. Anyway, I hit my first level 20 autos with her. I've pushed through several stages of bounty hunt. I'm having a blast with her. I think she's a fantastic champ. I don't see much of her on defense though. Again, because I mean, look at my defense. I'm kind of part of the problem here, right? I'm running a similar thing. I try to throw Godfrey in to mix it up a little bit, but I'm doing what I got to do, right? That's the meta. This is what it takes right now. As I get more gear and more champs and stuff, I'll play around and we'll come up with some different offenses. What I would like to see, is some adjustment to the way arena works. I think extend those lightning strikes. I think 6 rounds is not long enough. Sometimes a fight doesn't really even get going until 6 rounds in, especially if it's bruiser versus bruiser. And again, I like a long arena fight. I'm not opposed to that at all. So I would like to see some tweaks made there. I would like to see more champs get added to the game a little bit quicker. I don't want them to do it at the rate Plarium does it. I don't want them to just overload this game with champs. But I hope that it's a little bit more than what has seemed like a legendary a month at this point. And as far as I know, at least since I've been here, I've seen no new epics, no new elites, no new rares, no new anything under legendary. So I hope that we get a new batch of champs soon that can shake things up quite a bit. You know what I mean? I would like to see arena steer a little bit away from the tank meta. I'm not opposed to a tank defense being super effective. I'm not even opposed to a tank meta, to be clear. I just think that it so heavily favors tank meta, and it so heavily favors defenses right now that as you start to get up in those higher ranks, it does start to suck the fun out of it a little bit in my experience. Lower ranks, the defenses are a little bit more diverse. You can have a little bit more fun. You can try some different things. When I was in gold and even in higher platinum, I could throw in my arena defense and see how they performed. Which is a way that I like to test my defenses when I want to try new defenses. I like to just run them on auto as an offense and see how they perform. But I don't really get to see how they perform because we start getting struck by lightning after the sixth round. You know what I mean? So that's I think that's like the biggest issue right now that I think the game is facing. There's a couple of other things. Crashes are kind of a problem I'm seeing in certain areas of the game. This last update did change some things with the way gear management works, and I'm hoping they will make some adjustments to that because it is definitely worse than it was prior. But overall, I still like what the developers are doing. I still think the game is fantastic, and I understand that it's very early in the life of this game. There are a lot of things to be done. There are a lot of changes to be made. There's a lot of champs to be added. There are a lot of meta shifts to take place. Again, in no way is this a rant or me going at the developers. Just talking about something that I think is an issue, and I want to know how you guys feel about it. Do you feel similarly? What's your experience been like in Arena? How does how do you feel about the types of offenses you have to build? Are there champs you just won't attack? I'm hearing a lot of of light wing Zac defenses just don't attack them, don't bother messing with them. And I've tried a couple, and I understand why. It is definitely a problem. But yeah, I guess I just want to know what your experience has been like in Arena. Overall, I'm still having a good time in Arena. I'm still having fun. I don't think that it's completely unfun, but I think if it goes on like this for too much longer, it is going to start to be unfun. And I understand why maybe players that have been here longer than I have are at that point where it's like, man, Arena blows. Because I've heard that sentiment a lot as well from players who have been around longer than me. So, um, yeah, let me know what you guys think, how you feel about this. What kinds of things would you like to see changed? Do you have any ideas as to what could make Arena a little bit more fun? Do you think it's fine the way it is? Do you have any ideas to change it? Things like that. I want to get the discussion going on in the comments. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here. I think I've rambled long enough about what I think. Now I want to know what you guys think. Again, I appreciate all the support over here. I'm having a blast with this game. I'm having a blast in the community. Really, just overall having a really good time here. So I appreciate all the support. I'm glad you guys like what I'm doing over here, and I'm excited to keep it going. So that's it. I'm going to get out of here. Hope y'all have a good one. Excited to hear what you think, and I'll see you tomorrow.